Good morning, friends. It's Sunday morning. It's that day where over 2,000 years ago, something amazing happened. The most incredible gift that's ever been given to humanity. This morning I get the privilege of leading us in communion. Leading us in that beautiful meal that Jesus told us to partake in, to remind us of his death and of his resurrection. This morning, as I was thinking about what it means to truly take communion, what it means that we get to partake in Jesus' body and his blood, I couldn't help but thinking of that amazing little passage in John where Jesus, he's walking along the beach, and the disciples have been out fishing all night because they're kind of distraught. They don't really know what to think. They don't really know what to do. Their whole life's been thrown out of balance. The last 3 years of their life they've been spending with this Jesus who's completely transformed their understanding of who God is. And yet now they find themselves in a place where he's not there, where it seems like God's absent and silent, and really they kind of find themselves in a place where many of us around the world right now, I guess, find ourselves in, where our whole world's been thrown out of balance, where all of the things that we were used to aren't at the moment. And so the disciples go back to what they knew. They go back to what they were comfortable with, on a fishing boat out on the lake, looking for fish. But the problem is they've been fishing all night and they haven't caught a thing. They've obviously lost their gift. I don't know. But they come back and they're there on the kind of edge of the lake, about 100 meters out, and they see this guy walking along the beach, and the guy kind of waves them down and he goes, "Hey, guys, you caught anything yet?" And they don't recognize him at first. And they go, "No, we haven't caught anything." So he says, "Throw your nets on the other side of the boat." And they've heard this before. But they think, whatever, it's worth a shot. I mean, what do we got to lose? So they throw their nets on the other side of the boat. And it says they caught more than 150 fish. The net just poof, full of fish. A miraculous catch of fish. Peter instantly recognized that this is Jesus. He instantly recognizes, he remembers the last time this happens, and he goes, "That's Jesus." Oh, wow. He throws on his tunic because he's basically down to his work shorts. So he throws on his tunic and he jumps in the water and swims over to the edge because he knows, man, this is my Lord. He's alive. So he gets back to shore. And the other disciples get back there and they haul up this big net full of fish. And Jesus says, "Hey, you guys hungry?" So he pulls some of the fish out and he throws them on the fire and he cooks them up some breakfast. And it says that he served them some fish and he broke some bread. And I know this isn't normally, I guess, the traditional communion passage that we look at. But the thing that got me thinking was Jesus, he wasn't this ethereal, out there, weird spiritual guru. Jesus, in many respects, was a normal Middle Eastern Jewish man, Jewish rabbi, who knew something that many people don't. I mean, yes, he was God. The Bible's very clear that Jesus was, in every respect, God. And yet, we see from this passage that what Jesus did for us is he brought spirituality into a very normal experience. Communion is that time where we take the bread and take the juice or the wine or whatever it is that we drink. We take it and we say, this is Jesus' body and this is Jesus' blood. And that can be a really weird idea for some people. But Jesus wanted to bring it down to just the normal idea, the normal everyday occurrence of eating a meal. Whenever you eat, remind yourself that Jesus' body was broken. Whenever you drink, remind yourself that Jesus' blood was poured out. And so this morning, as we take communion together, as we share in the cup and in the bread or the cracker or whatever it is that you are going to enjoy at home, I pray that you would realize that Jesus did this so that you and I can always remember what he did for us. My prayer for each of you watching this, each of you that are a part of Rhythm Church, and each of you that are watching in and enjoying Easter with us. I pray that you and us and we would realize that this communion that we take together, this common union, this sharing in who Jesus is, that this unites us with him, and that it helps us to see that Jesus wants to meet us in the everyday. So may you have a lovely Easter. He is risen. He is risen indeed.